A few years ago I, 16F, lost my left leg in an accident. I've been using a prosthetic leg since then, and because my family is well off, it is a pretty advanced one to the point where it just looks like I just have two normal legs whenever I wear long trousers. Which I usually do because I'm really self-conscious about showing my prosthetic. These days I can pretty much do anything I like without issues, walking, running, going upstairs, etc. The main issue is keeping my balance when there are sudden changes in movement in places like trains and buses. This is where the topic of this post comes in. I was riding the train and sat down in the seat reserved for disabled, elderly, and pregnant women. It was pretty busy, so there were no other seats available, and a few stops later a woman came up to me telling me I needed to move because she needed that seat and I shouldn't be sitting there. I told her I was sorry, but I needed the seat myself. She got all argumentative that I just needed to get up because the seat is meant for the elderly and I'm just a lazy child who is more than capable of standing. I again apologized and said I really needed the seat myself. She left and got the train conductor, who also told me to get up from the seat. I was really done with being treated this way now, so I rolled up my trouser leg, showed my prosthetic, and told her I wasn't going to move. She suddenly got very red-faced and mumbled something before she got off at the next station. Am I the idiot? I could have said I have a prosthetic right away, but it's a really touchy subject for me, and it makes me feel very self-conscious. That's why I always wear long trousers so nobody can see or has to know. Not the idiot. We're all built differently. I'd have just pulled up my pant leg and been like, you serious? But you did it differently and more politely than would have done. You cannot possibly be an idiot for handling it more graciously than most would. Not the idiot. No one is obligated or entitled to know your disability. You shouldn't have to prove that you belong in a disabled space. Some disabilities are less obvious or even invisible. This woman, and especially the train conductor, had no right to question you this way. It was inappropriate and unprofessional. Not the idiot. We don't need to reveal our disabilities or conditions to every rando. The train conductor is a proper official, so you did what was necessary. Not the idiot. Anyone who wants to take things to that degree to try to get you in trouble needs to be put in their place. You are not required to tell the world your situation. She forced your hand. Maybe she will think twice next time. I, 27F, have been with my boyfriend, 33M, for almost 2 years now. We will be getting married eventually, but it's not a priority. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come to see them for any reason. When we came over this last summer, my boyfriend suggested renting a hotel so we could have privacy and a comfortable bed. It drove my mom nuts that we bypassed her little rules. She wouldn't drop it the entire time we were there. She made me promise not to do that again. My boyfriend's mom and dad are retired to Mexico and they are really chill. So we made plans to come to visit them over Christmas. They are not Christian, so they don't really care when they see their son with regard to religious holidays. We didn't tell my parents we weren't coming. My mom asked me at Thanksgiving if I was going to hold to my promise not to stay at a hotel over Christmas. I answered truthfully that I would not stay at a hotel. I am sitting here on the balcony of my future in-laws' condo looking at the Caribbean, waiting for sunrise and enjoying the peace and quiet. I made the mistake of going online yesterday and I saw a bunch of posts from my mom and my sisters about how I was a jerk for lying to them about my plans. I may have been a little tipsy last night because I decided to respond. I said that it was ridiculous of them to try and tell me I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend, that I was keeping my promise by not staying at a hotel when we were there, and that if they planned on putting everything on Facebook, I would be avoiding all visits for the foreseeable future. They took down their posts when people started crapping on them for trying to control me. But some people did agree with them. Now they are texting me and calling to say I was an idiot for making them look bad. I asked them if they were trying to make me look good with their posts. They stopped for a while, but there were more texts and voicemail this morning. I'm kind of liking the idea of skipping out on the drama from now on. But I miss my dad and he is blameless in this. Am I the idiot? Everyone is the idiot here. Your mom is horribly controlling. That's not in question. But instead of saying, I won't be spending Christmas with you this year, I'm going to the in-laws, and if I come to you again, we will stay in a hotel, you lied in such a way that they thought you'd be attending. Instead of acting in the adult manner in which you want to be treated, you behaved like a kid. Not the idiot. This falls under If all I have to do to make you look like an idiot is tell the truth, that means you are acting like an idiot. Not the idiot. Don't forget that your dad chose to marry your mom and he's still in the relationship. You don't have to torture yourself with your mother just to keep your dad in your life. He may stand up to her and see you without her. If he doesn't, he may be collateral damage as you may need to cut contact with him too. He's not blameless if he's fine for your mom to be saying and doing this sort of childish behavior. That makes him an enabler. I have roughly too many siblings and even more step-siblings. Between my parents and my latest stepfather, we had 8 kids living here. Myself, 19F, 3 half-siblings on my mom's side, 15, 11, and 9, 4 step-siblings, 14, 12, 9, and 6, and 1 full sister, 6F. Things have never been particularly good or stable, but now we're at rock bottom. My mother and stepfather are going to be going away for a long time, and everyone is in a rush to get all these kids into homes. I'm the only one who's over 18, so everyone wants me to do it. I don't want to. I'd gotten an opportunity. My grandma on my father's side offered to have 6F, and I move in with her and even pay for me to go to college. The thing is, she lives several states away. I talked to social services about this and got the answer that I could move 6F without a problem because our parents were able to voluntarily give me guardianship of her and I'm her full sister. The rest I could only take in if I stayed in this state because they would be a full foster care placement though. I'm sorry, but being forced to stay here would destroy my future. I could definitely survive, but I would be stuck in this horrible place working paycheck to paycheck. I could never have a real life. I made the obvious choice. The social workers were nice enough to arrange it to where 6F and I weren't just standing in front of them during the pickup, but obviously, they know exactly why they're now in care. The 4 of them that have phones have been texting and calling me non-stop. Some of them for help, and some just scream at me for abandoning them. I know the system is going to be really bad for them because of where they are in their ages, but I just can't do it. I can't blow this is mine and 6F's first chance for real life, and I feel like I owe it to both of us to take it. Am I in the wrong here? The kids and my mom think I am, my grandma thinks I should have done something, but can't say what and wouldn't let them in her house even if it could happen. The only person who doesn't think worse of me is 6F, who says she likes the quiet, but obviously doesn't know the full story. Not the idiot. Your siblings should be mad at your parents, not you. They were the ones putting everyone in this position. You are 19. In no way can or should you be a parent to that many kids. Don't fault yourself. You were put in this situation too, not just them. Good luck to all of you. Not the idiot. This is a horrific situation that your family has put you in. You didn't throw the kids into foster care, your parents' actions did, and it's awful that your other family members are trying to pressure you into caring for all these siblings. Like, excuse them, they give you an awful childhood, and then they do something that sounds like it ended them up in prison, and now they're mad at you for not caring for their children? The half-siblings and the step-siblings, there should be other parents and grandparents who could take them in. The full sibling is the only one where there isn't another parent, and it sounds like the grandparent is stepping up for her and you. Not the idiot. I, 30M, and my soon-to-be wife, 28F, are expecting our first baby together. All of my family is hardcore Christians. So they weren't happy with us having a baby before getting married. My fiancé and I decided to have the wedding before our baby arrives. Thankfully, everyone in the family supported this decision and wanted to help. We're getting married in March. However, the problem started when my fiancé was showing the woman in my family pictures of her wedding dress. Mom and my aunt got mad at her for picking a dress that was revealing and said that it'd show guests her pregnancy and they didn't want that. Said that they won't accept that and demanded she replace it with another wedding gown to cover up. My fiancé was crying, saying that my mom was pressuring her and coming up with other wedding dress suggestions that aren't her style. I told my mom she was overstepping hugely. And that it's funny she thinks of her grandbaby as something to hide and be ashamed of. My mom got into an argument with me, lashed out, and said I should not be putting them in this awful position. I told her she was uninvited since she refused to stop. She got my aunt involved. I simply replied to her shaming text by telling her she too got uninvited to the wedding. I kid you not, my sister kept berating me and claiming my fiancé as being the problem and a Britazilla. I told her she too was uninvited, and I let it be known that everyone will be uninvited too if they try to get involved. That's when the crap hit the fan. Now, Dad and the others are furious saying Jesus Adam you messed up big time and going to call me unreasonable. They said I need to re-invite my mom, aunt, and sister ASAP and get my fiancé to return her offensive dress because that's the least I could do for them. In fact, they said I should be on my knees begging them to show up after I made them look bad for getting my fiancé pregnant before getting married. I haven't talked to them yet. They made my fiancé feel bad about every choice we made, including uninviting the family. My little sister likes my fiancé's dress. At least there's a supportive member in my family. My brother and his wife just keep parroting my mom's hurtful words and calling me a doormat for doing this. Not the idiot, uninvite the whole family. You'll have a better time without them. The little sister is cool, she can come. The only thing is if she still lives with the parents it may make her life unpleasant if OP invites her but leaves everyone else out. Not the idiot. Sounds like you're well on your way to being a wonderful husband and father who knows how to set boundaries for his family. Not the idiot. First, good for you to stand up for your fiancé. Second, look at this from a training-learning perspective. If you do what they are asking you will teach them that they can bully you and they will ultimately get their way. They will not back down after this. It will get worse. And I am imagining the arguing about how you parent and what they are entitled to as grandparents. You won't get a say.